Three, two, one. Boom, we are live.
Okay. Welcome to the iOS Lead Essentials podcast. Here we discuss the strategies in your journey to become a black belt iOS developer. This is achieve technical excellence and be part of the highest paid iOS developers in the world. I'm Mike.
And I'm Caio. And the topic today is why becoming a black belt senior iOS developer is the best way to, to be part of the highest paid developers in the world. And before we talk about why being a black belt is the quickest way, the best way to be one of the highest paid developers, I'd like to explain what is a black belt.
Mm-hmm.
What is a black belt developer? And at the end of this live, we'll give you the first task you need to do to become a black belt senior iOS developer. And if you don't do this task, I'm confident, 100% confident, you won't ever become a black belt. So make sure you stay with us until the end. All right, so what is a black belt senior iOS developer? So in our definition, what we consider a black belt iOS developer is a senior developer with an expert level of technical and practical skills who can confidently deliver iOS apps they are proud of and even turn messy code bases into successful projects.
Mm-hmm.
So, as a black belt iOS developer, you are a reference in the industry. And you are recognized for your abilities, just like a black belt in martial arts. It's recognition. So you can choose the projects you work on. Worldwide, you can lead and help others grow as well. What do black belts do? They teach others. They have the skills to help others. And of course, you get paid exceptionally well. So this is what we consider a black belt senior iOS developer. Again, a black belt leads and help other developers grow as well. This is important.
Absolutely.
And I can see we have a black belt here, Rodrigo.
Okay.
Rodrigo Mango. He is a black belt developer. Hello, Rodrigo. So let me give you an example. Like in martial arts, judo, karate, jiu-jitsu, students have a way, right, of showing the level of their skill and knowledge in the art, the belt system. A beginner is a white belt, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the teacher is usually a black belt. They lead, they teach others, they help others grow and become black belts. That's what they do.
Yep.
They are a reference and they can help others also become black belts. You don't learn how to become a black belt from a white belt, correct? You know what I'm talking about. So black belts are a reference and they are recognized for their abilities. You know, people pay proficient black belts to travel all around the world to practice and apply what they know. In martial arts or in any field, when you become a black belt, you are a reference worldwide.
Exactly.
And that's also what we consider a black belt. A senior developer with an expert level of technical and practical skills who are references in the industry. And of course, they get paid exceptionally well for their skills. Make sense?
That's it.
So, with that said, what is not an iOS developer black belt? What is it? What is not a black belt senior iOS developer? Right? So I want to clarify something here. Years of experience alone doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It may take 10 years to become a black belt. But training for 10 years doesn't make you a black belt.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
just showing up for 10 years.
Yeah, I should say that again. This is important.
In other words, 10 years of experience is not the same as 1 year of experience repeated 10 times.
Exactly.
Make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you repeat the same thing you did in the first year of a career for 10 years, that's not going to make you a black belt. So the number of years doesn't matter. So someone that has 10 years experience as an iOS developer doesn't mean they are a black belt. It's not about time. It's not about time. Right, let me tell you a story, a real story, to make it clear. When I was 15 years old, I started practicing jiu-jitsu. There was a guy there that has been doing it for 7 years. 7 years. Long enough to be a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, which is before the black belt. There are even people that can get the black belt with 7 years. But he was still a blue belt. He was stuck at the second level. There's white belt and then blue belt. And he was stuck. He was stuck in the blue belt still for 7 years. So doing something for a long time doesn't mean you advance automatically just by showing up, just by sticking around. Make sense?
Yeah.
Another example. If just driving your car made you a better driver, an excellent driver, every seasoned taxi driver would be amazing drivers, right? Because they drive all day.
Right.
But you know that's not true. You know that there are people that have been driving for 30 years and they are not good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Driving every day. So if you want to improve, you need to commit to becoming a black belt and practice with intention. You learn by doing, practicing. So the number of years doesn't matter. What matters is what you learn and what you do with what you learn. You need to practice and apply what you learn. Make sense?
Yes, exactly. Well said.
Because you need to practice until you're proficient in any skill, not just programming, not just martial arts. You need to become proficient to become a black belt. There is accountability. Just showing up, the other black belts are not going to promote you. They are not going to promote you.
Yep.
There's accountability in the art. The same way, many iOS developers I see repeating 1 year of experience 10 times for lack of practice with intention of becoming better.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Make sense?
Very common.
They are hard workers. They work really, 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 really hard on their jobs. But they don't work hard on themselves. They don't work hard on their future. Make sense? You shouldn't just work hard on your job, but on yourself. That's what's going to make you a black belt and get all the benefits and rewards of being a black belt. So why becoming a black belt, in our opinion, is the best way to be part of the highest paid developers in the world? Wherever you live. That's another benefit of being a black belt. Doesn't matter where you live. you're going to be recognized for your skills, regardless. Doesn't matter. The language you speak, where you live, doesn't matter. What matters is that you are proficient. You are the top of the game. Make sense? All right. And why, before we say that, why have we decided to say black belt, white belt, and use the belt system and not use junior, mid-level, senior, lead, and whatever? Why not? What is the problem with the traditional rating system, the level system?
Right, they're all.
Let's see. Anyone in the chat gonna say? What is wrong with the system? The problem is, with these classic titles, junior, mid, senior, lead, is that you can get to a senior position, you can get the title of senior or lead just by sticking around long enough, without accountability. Subjective, too vague, exactly. There's no accountability.
Yeah,
Makes
exactly.
sense? It's very subjective.
Absolutely.
It's abused by companies, exactly. Absolutely. So those titles are usually given by years of experience. And we already said here that years of experience doesn't matter. It's what you did in those years, the practice, what you applied, what you learned. Make sense? So those titles are, again, subjective, inflated. They don't have accountability. They're not based on real knowledge or skills. Right? We already explained. Years alone doesn't matter. That's why we decided to use a different system, a belt system like in martial arts, where there is accountability. There's accountability. You're only promoted by another black belt that's gonna have their name attached to yours. So if they promote you and you're not actually at the level, it counts on them. Make sense? So accountability is important in a rating system. In martial arts, have accountability, the belt system. Because you need to practice and apply what you learn. Not just stick around. You need to be really, really, really proficient to become a legit black belt. There are a bunch of fake black belts. It's a bunch of funny videos on YouTube. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about legit black belt. Proficient. Top of the game. And understanding your current level. Having a system like this that can show you your current level as an iOS developer. We show you exactly where you are and what you need to do to get to where you want to go. The next step. Make sense? Make sense?
That's it.
Understanding where you are is going to help you also prevent making mistakes that could get you stuck in your career or even end your career, like be fired, you know? For example, if you don't know the level you are, and in a job interview, someone gives you like a lead position, they misunderstand your level, and they hire you to take a major part in a big project that only brown and black belts would be able to proficiently tackle. But you're still a blue belt. This can lead you to many mistakes. Many mistakes can lead you to get fired, can lead to can cause the business to lose a lot of money.
Yep.
And of course, you're not going to get good references to get a better project next time. Make sense? So it's like applying to a black belt jiu-jitsu tournament when you are a blue belt. Okay, so anyone here in the chat ever practice any martial arts? Write in the chat which martial art you practiced. Judo, karate, Muay Thai, jiu-jitsu, what? Which one? Tyler says yes. Which one, Tyler? karate, and Muay Thai. All right. So imagine if you challenge the karate black belt, the master in the dojo, and he thinks you are a black belt, and he goes 100% against you, but you are a blue belt or a white belt. What would happen? Tell me. What would happen if he goes 100% on you, thinking you are a black belt, but you're not? What would happen to you?
Yeah.
You'll be bad. You'll be real bad.
Trouble.
Destroy you. Exactly. Exactly. If you apply, you challenge a black belt, but you are a blue belt and they come 100% against you, things can get real ugly. No bueno. Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly. Absolutely. But if you get a job at your level that you can manage, a challenge that is going to make you grow, that's going to challenge you and help you grow, that's the best one, because you know your level and you know what kind of challenges you need to take to get to the next level. That's how important it is to understand where you are in your career, regardless of how many years you've been working as an iOS developer or as a developer in general. Make sense? So here's the belt system we created. Still a work in progress, but we're getting there. So in our experience, the black belt iOS developers, they are in the top 1 to 5% in the industry, in skills, in earning, in the top 1%, 1 to 5%. You know why? Because just like in martial arts, less than 5% of developers in the world get the black belt. In every martial art, less than 5% of people become black belts. It's actually closer to 1%. Because it's hard. It's real hard. But the industry desperately needs people with these skills here. Leaders. People that can lead their teams and create amazing products. Make sense?
And with an emphasis in desperately. Absolutely.
So less than 5% become black belts, but the industry desperately needs those skills. What do you think is going to happen economically, financially, to people that get here? That's why they are in the top 1% of skills, of opportunities, of earnings, income, and so on. Because they have unique and valuable skills that less than 5% of developers in the world have. Make sense? Economics, simple as that.
Yeah, a simple scarcity rule.
No secret, no magic. Unique and valuable skills. They're valued in the market, and that not a lot of people have. Make sense?
That's it.
So if you want to become a black belt, be one of the highest paid developers in the world, wherever you live, just learning the average skills, average dev skills, will not lead you to the black belt. You need to develop new, valuable skills.
Yes.
What gets you to the white belt, to the blue belt, is not what's going to get you to the black belt. What gets you to the purple belt is not what's going to get you to the black belt, and so on. Make sense?
Exactly.
So I want to see here in the chat, who's decided to become a black belt? Who have decided once and for all, I want to become a black belt, whatever it takes. I want to be among the top 1% of earnings, of skills, discipline, and everything that comes with the black belt. Anyone is committed to getting there?
Yep.
See, 1. Wow.
Okay.
Awesome. A lot of people committed. Fantastic. Fantastic. There'll be a lot of obstacles. But if you're committed, you can go through those obstacles. So if you're committing, you're also committing to go through obstacles. Make sense?
Yes.
And that's why Mike and I are starting 2021 in high standard. We want to help you with this marathon of lives we're going to do. Starting today, we're going to have lives every day. 2 lives a day.
Yep. That's the plan.
2 lives a day. Starting today until January 22. From Monday to Friday. 2 lives a day. Where we share everything you need to know to get in the journey to the black belt. And I can see that a lot of people here are committed to getting there. Fantastic. So if you're committed, we will commit also to attend our live sessions every day from today until the January 22nd.
It's a must. Absolutely.
The obstacle is the way. Love it. That's it. Fantastic. So before we give you the first task you need to do to become a black belt, I need to say something. There are 3 false beliefs that prevent iOS developers from progressing. 3. Probably the top 3. We observed this by personally helping hundreds of iOS developers. This is probably the top 3 false beliefs they have that prevent them from progressing. The first one is, I don't have money to invest in my education. Thus, they don't invest in their education. I was one of those in the beginning of my career. I would not invest money in my education. So I wasted a lot of time. And it's because you don't have a lot of money to invest in your education that you need to invest to gain more knowledge and skills to make more money. Make sense? And it can be the case that you actually don't have the money to invest right now. But you can get someone to invest in you, like your boss. How many students joined the program because their boss paid for them?
Yeah.
A lot. You know, people say, but Caio, you don't understand. My boss would never invest in my education. I already asked. So you need to be resourceful. This is just one way you can get it, asking your boss. What else can you do? So you can bypass your obstacles. Instead of saying, I can't invest in my education, I started asking myself, how can I invest in my education? How? It's not about I can't. I can't is like, okay, I cannot do anything about it. Let's move on and do something else. But if you say, how? Okay, I can't, but what do I need to do to be able to do it?
Mm-hmm.
No?
Yes, exactly.
Make a list. Sorry, Mike?
Reframe, exactly, as you said. Like, remove the obstacle. It's very simple.
But you need to act. Make a list. I don't know, 50 ways. Come up with 50 ways, even if they are silly ways.
Yep.
Out of those 50, a bunch won't work. But you just need one. You just need one. You just need one. But you need to act and make this list. You need to invest in your education.
Mm-hmm.
You need to buy books. You need to buy courses. You need to study. You need to practice. You need to apply what you learn. Because just reading the book, just watching the course is not going to make a difference. What you learn with a book is what you need to do. What you learn with a course is what you need to do. And then you need to do it. The book and the course will teach you what you need to do. And then you need to do it.
Absolutely.
So the second false belief is that I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time to invest in my education. Is probably the top two we hear. So how important and how high of a priority it is to become one of the highest paid developers in the world? How important it is for your life?
That's it.
For your goals?
That's the question.
How important it is? Because how important it is going to dictate if you're going to find the time or not. Because time is an equal resource for everyone. We all have 24 hours a day. I cannot give you my time. You cannot get someone else's time.
Yeah, 25 somehow.
You cannot have 25 hours a day. Unfortunately, that's not how time works. There are laws, universal laws in this world we cannot bypass. This is one of those. Time, 24 hours a day. That's it.
Yep.
No, I used to think I didn't have time. But when I ask myself this question, how much time do I waste doing things that doesn't make me a well-paid iOS developer? How much time do I waste doing things that's not going to help me get to where I want to go? Well, I didn't have time. I thought I didn't have time, but somehow I finished all episodes of Seinfeld. 9 seasons. I finished 9 seasons of Seinfeld, but somehow I didn't have time to study. Do you know what I mean?
Priorities right there.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly. Don't have time, but watching Netflix. Absolutely. How many times did you go to sleep late? Like 3 in the morning, just because you were wasting time on your phone, computer, playing games. I'm not saying stop playing games, stop watching Netflix, but
Right.
use your time more wisely. Use your time more wisely. Because when you make something a priority, you'll find the time. Make sense? You will find the time. And what is the top 3? False belief. My boss doesn't let me test or doesn't let me whatever. X. My boss is the problem. My boss don't give me space. That's it. Don't give me space for X, whatever.
Yep.
My boss doesn't let me test. My boss doesn't let me whatever. Fill the gap. Do good architecture. Doesn't let me practice. And so on. If your boss doesn't give you the space, it's usually for 2 reasons. 1, trust. They don't trust you can do it.
Yep.
Or fear. They're afraid it will cost more, take longer, or this new way of doing things may end up being worse. So even if they don't give you space, you need to practice on your own. Especially if they don't give you space, you need to practice on your own time. Find the time. Because then, if you practice, you build the skills. Then you can earn the trust. Then you can eliminate their fear. With better skills, you can earn their trust. And if that's an option to you, you can find a team that will give you the space and training. But that's less likely to happen. Tell me in the chat, what is Is it likely that you're going to find a team that's going to give you the training, they're going to give you the space to do everything you want, is going to be perfect? There's no perfect team. There are good teams that will invest in you, but if you cannot be part of those teams, if you don't have these opportunities, you need to make time to invest in your education and have time to practice. Otherwise, you're going to be in those teams forever. Make sense? Because there are good teams out there. For example, here in the chat, Bartos, he's a lead developer. And I know he lets the junior developers write tests, think about good architecture. Am I wrong? But if you're not lucky enough to work with good lead developers like him, what are you going to do? Look at that. Look at that. So those good teams exist. Here's the proof. Here is the proof. But if you don't have these opportunities, you still need to invest in yourself. Otherwise, you'll never, ever have these opportunities. Make sense? If people don't invest in you, that's an even bigger reason for you to invest in yourself. Make sense?
Absolutely.
Look at that. Another proof here.
Edita.
There you go. So what I see a lot of iOS developers do wrong is that they're doing actions they believe is going to take them to the next level. They really believe in it. But in fact, they don't. And they keep repeating the same 1 year of experience 10 times. And 10 years passes, and they have 1 year of experience repeated 10 times. What are 10 years of experience? They will make them black belts. And I call this hope-driven iOS dev career. Hope-driven career. They show up every day. They do exactly the same thing, but I expect things to improve. That's what I did in the beginning of my career. I would show up every day. Every day. Do exactly the same thing, and I would expect my salary to increase, to get promotions, and so on. Didn't happen.
Yeah.
Did not happen. For things to improve, you need to improve. So invest in your education, and you'll be hired to tell your boss what to do. You're going to tell your boss what to do because they're hiring a specialist, and they expect you to tell them what to do. And this way, you have a much bigger say in how much they pay you. You are the specialist, not the other way around. Make sense?
Exactly.
Because black belt iOS developers, they are resourceful. They find the resources, money, time, and they help their team thrive. They find the time to do what they want to do. And they're hired as specialists. So they tell their bosses what to do. They tell the bosses what to do, not the other way around. But remember, black belt iOS developer denotes a senior developer with an expert level of technical and practical skills. Not just any senior developer, but a senior developer with an expert level of technical and practical skills who can confidently deliver iOS apps they are proud of. And they can even turn around messy code bases into successful projects. Make sense? They are references in the industry. They are recognized for their abilities. They can choose the projects they work on. They can lead the team, help other developers grow, and they get paid exceptionally well. You need this whole combination to be a black belt. Not just one or two. So here's your first task if you want to become a black belt iOS developer. You must define a strong, very, very, very good reason why. Why you want to become a black belt and be part of the highest paid developers in the world. Why? Before setting any high goal, difficult goal, you need to start with the why. Why are you doing it? You need a very good reason, a good reason that will keep you inspired and motivated to go through the obstacles, to do what it takes. Because there will be many challenges in your way to get there. Many challenges. And if you don't have a good reason to stay on the right path, you will give up. So this is your homework. And you have to do it today. Today. Why do you want to become a black belt iOS developer and be one of the highest paid developers in the world? Write in the comments if you know already. You can see people saying fulfillment, fantastic. Want to work with the best, fantastic. Money, okay, good. If that drives you and it's going to keep you motivated, right? Then it's fantastic.
Absolutely.
It needs to
anything.
Be a good reason.
Of course, can be more than one thing as well, right?
Yeah, is it to provide a better future for yourself and your family? Is it also to become a role model of discipline and excellence to your friends, to your family, to your kids? Also for the joy and fulfillment of being excellent at something. Mm-hmm. For the joy of winning big in life. What is it? What is it that's going to drive you to stay in the path? To help others, to teach, fantastic. A better future, experience, money, high quality apps, absolutely. Be proud of the product you build, yes. Deliver the best quality, yes. Whatever is going to keep you on the path and going through the challenges and the obstacles. Competitive, yes. To become a better coach, fantastic. To help others, to lead others, to help others become black belt as well, to be a role model, absolutely. You need to set this goal today. If you don't do this task, I'm 100% confident. 100% confident. You will not become a black belt. Because it's not easy.
Yes.
It's not easy to get there. So you need to start with a good why. Why you want to do it. Write it down. And keep it in a place where you can see it every day. So you stay inspired and motivated every day to do what it takes. So who's going to do it today? Type I will in the comments. I see a lot of people already did it. Fantastic. Fantastic.
Awesome. Yeah.
I will. Fantastic. Set a good reason why. A good reason that will keep you motivated to go through adversity, to the challenges that we have in the way.
That's it.
Awesome. And who will stay here with us through this marathon of lives every day? We have a live today at 6 p.m. It's going to be a live mentoring session with iOS developers. Fantastic. Awesome. Everyone committed.
Yeah, it seems like it. We have a very, very committed audience here. That is awesome, guys.
Awesome. So that's it. Join us live every day. And thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next time, 6 p.m. See you there.
Bye, y'all.
See ya.